Hey fam, how you doing? It's your boy Marlon Bailey here on the set of Savvy Singers. Welcome to today's show. And I have a young lady who is very passionate about music. And, you know, I've seen her grown through the years. I'm not giving away my age and all that kind of thing, right? But, you know, I've seen her passion evolved and, you know, what she has taken into none other than Quianna Mahabir, who also started her own music school, all right, have had graduations and certified others. So we have her on set today. So welcome, Quianna. How are you doing?
I am fine. Thank you for having me.
Nice. Yes. I'm so humbled to have you here.
I'm so humbled to be here.
Nice, nice,
Yes,
nice.
yes.
So tell us about your passion for music. Passion. Where did it all started?
Well, it started from a very young age
Yeah.
of probably, let's say, 2.
Right.
So I'd always be hitting things, banging, yeah, pots, pans,
So
all
that's
of the
when you
good,
started
yeah,
beating
just
everything
beating
in sight.
everything, yeah. And then as I grew older, my dad was a drummer in church, right? So I grew up looking at him, and I would just go on the drums after church, try things out, and then at a point, the drummer didn't come to church.
They gave you blood.
So yeah, and yeah, it was
And
history
that was
after
it.
that,
It
and that
was
was
a
it.
takeoff.
Yes.
And I believe you delve into it heavy, right?
I would say probably when I started the band, started playing for the band. So in the earlies, because of how society looks at music, it wasn't something that I kind of followed through with full time. So
tell me a little bit about that. You said how society looks at music. So what was your experience?
So my experience growing up, I didn't really grow up in a musical household per se. So I didn't have that example of a successful musician or, I mean, what it is to be in the music and have it as a career.
Right.
So growing up, I wanted to be a pilot, which I still want to be, probably someday, who knows. But yeah, so I never followed through with music.
Okay.
Self-taught, and I studied like law subjects, reading subjects in school.
Self-taught.
Yeah, self-taught.
And the instrument of choice is the drums.
Is the drums.
The drum,
yeah.
percussion.
Percussion.
All right.
Yeah.
And listen, guys, she plays the drums. She plays the drums. Being in the likes of playing for the all girls band, some other of our gospel artists.
Yes,
you know, so you'll see the face and you'll say, oh, that is the girl. Yes, and she's right here on the Savvy Singers TV. So tell us about as a young person, all right, Christian in your faith and your belief as growing up. And we have our following, our youth following the program. So let us know what is your take on youth and how you managed, you know, to hold your faith, you know, go through the struggles and stuff like that.
I mean, well, of course, as young people, there are the challenges, all types, the emotional, the mental. I remember there was this time in school, actually, I felt like I was at a point where that was it, you know. But definitely being in the company of friends who support you through whatever time, emotionally, they lift you up, they pray for you, you know, a simple message, things like that really. Yeah, pull me through. It helps.
Community is important.
Community is
important. And I like you said that even the simple things, guys. You know, it takes. And sometimes the Spirit of God will lead you to do things, and it's right at the time that the individual needs it. So just a text message that says, hey, what's going on? How you doing?
True,
you understand? And I think that is good. You study music. Your love for music has brought you to the place where you think you want to take it to the next level.
Correct.
All right. When did you make that decision and why?
That would have been in 2012 when I started with the All Girls Band. So I auditioned, no formal audition, you know, it just happened through meeting the drummer for the band at that point in time. She was the only female musician I knew about.
Right.
So met her and she was like, you know, she's going to be traveling, so if you could audition. I auditioned and as I said, I ran from music, right, my entire life. And it got to the point where I understood that if I want to pursue this, I should pursue it professionally. If I'm doing it good, best I go all out, you know. And then, I signed up for UE. I did not get through the first time because I didn't have any theoretical knowledge.
Right.
So I had to go back, study,
Serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Studied for a year,
Okay.
and then I was accepted.
So you signed to a regular music school, or
Well,
you...
I did it through Trinity,
Okay.
so it was online.
All
yeah,
right. Okay, good.
online.
And then you see
And
that,
then-
guys, the determination,
yeah.
determination, and the passion for what. And I believe sometimes, God placed these desires in our hearts.
Yes, true.
She auditioned.
Yes.
All right. She wanted to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
Did not get accepted to
Yeah,
you.
but that didn't stop me.
And that didn't. And that's the
Yes.
point I'm trying to get to. It
Yeah,
did not
it didn't.
stop
Yes,
you,
yeah.
because this is what you want
Yes.
to do.
Yeah.
All right. So encourage somebody. Because the negatives will come, the doors will
Yeah.
be shut in our faces,
True.
but we have to have the tenacity
Yes.
to go after what we believe, what our dreams are.
So
And a year of studies.
Yeah, so 1 year I did my grade 3. That
Grade
was
3.
what they were requiring for me
Okay.
to have. But during that year, I also studied theater. So I was still,
Oh.
yeah.
Nice.
That was a fun program. Yeah, I had fun.
You had fun
Yeah,
in
I
that,
had
so that's
fun
something
in
on the
that.
side.
Yeah, that's something on the side.
Oh, that's
so I
good.
did that throughout that year. And then I was accepted to do a
Right.
2-year certificate.
Right.
Yes.
And your completion,
I
your
completed the 2-year certificate, and now I'm completing the bachelor's.
bachelor's
Yeah.
in music.
In musical arts.
Musical arts.
Yes.
Guys, you hear what I'm talking about here. So this is awesome. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you very
I'm sorry,
much.
because I know you beyond the set and
Yes, you
beyond,
do.
so I know you.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really proud of your journey, right? And what you have come. And as a young person, and her passion has led her to study music. Not only that, but
Yeah.
you are now teaching others.
I'm teaching
You're
others, yes.
teaching others and imparting the knowledge that you have.
Yeah.
All right.
Correct.
Tell us about the school. Give us the name of the school
Yes.
and some information how persons could get connected to you.
Sure. So the name of the school is Sui Generis Sound Drumming Academy. You couldn't say it before, you could say it now?
No, I'm loud enough on my own show.
Yeah, so
Right. Sui
Generis
Sound.
Drumming Academy. That could work. You
Okay,
can
good.
put that too.
Nice. We'll leave it right there.
Yes. So Sui Generis means unique. So I did not want to use the word unique, and that word means unique in Latin. So there's no deep story behind it, really.
Right.
So that's how we came up with the name. We have been around for probably 5 years, going on 5 years, yeah.
Nice.
So
Wow,
it's been
how's
a
that
while.
journey? 5 years.
It has,
So while you are developing yourself,
yeah.
you were training others.
Yes. Well, I have realized that I learned a lot by teaching. Because, you make the mistakes in the classroom,
Right.
and you realize, you have your students there, you had to think quick, so you learn a lot
Right.
by teaching. I have learned a lot by teaching. So it has
Awesome.
been an experience managing, like juggling the both things. But, I pulled through. I've pulled through.
I mean, 5 years you
Yeah,
have,
yeah.
and that's great succession.
Yeah.
And apart from, okay, so what can we get when we come to the school?
Yeah.
What do you guys offer?
So we offer drum kits and keyboard classes. I teach, I have a piano tutor, so she teaches theory and all of that. But drumming, I have realized that the kinesthetic approach, meaning using your body, it really connects with people, not just kids, right? Adults as well. So I teach a lot using the kinesthetic approach as well as syllables. So we play on the syllables as opposed to, okay, this is the musical term for that. This is the word. So like peanut butter, you play on the word.
Okay.
Yeah. So we do a lot of those things, dancing, singing. So it's a space where I could come, maybe free to learn. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
An open
And develop,
environment.
yes,
And
yeah.
then it also connects persons to other aspects of themselves.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome. So we are sitting on the set here talking to Quianna, and I'm blown, to see that the school is 5 years in the making.
5 years.
I know. What's next? What next for you?
What's next? Well, I mean, there are a lot of things as next, but do you want the most recent? Or
Tell us,
what do
tell
you-
us. Most recent, and then we'll take it.
Well, definitely, where I see the academy heading, we want to teach all types of drums. So African drums, Indian drums, because a lot of people think you have to be a Hindu to be able to play the tabla.
Right.
or African person to play the djembe. And you know, music is a form of expression
That's
for
it.
everyone.
That's it.
No gender, no race, nothing like that. Everyone
And
can
then
play.
we are in a multicultural
We are in a multicultural,
society
exactly.
here in Trinidad
Yeah.
and Tobago. So,
Yeah.
right.
So definitely that's one of the major things. We want to introduce other
Okay.
types of drums.
All right. So I'm coming to your class.
Yes.
And I want to play the drums. What's the first thing I have to learn?
You have to know how to hold the sticks, of course. Know the parts of the instrument that you're playing, right? And just know how to sit on the instrument.
Not
I
the
mean,
parts of the instrument. You're like, there's the
the
cymbals.
cymbal, snare drum, the toms.
toms.
Yeah. So
Okay, cool. So
yeah, those are like the
basic,
basic things you
and
need
then
to
you
know.
go to the rudiments
Yeah.
and the runs and all these
Yes.
different
Yeah.
things.
I mean, not everyone comes not knowing those things, but there are people who come.
Yeah,
without.
because the
Yeah.
first time
It's
you
the
want
first
to,
time. Yeah.
right, and people
So-
get inspired by different things.
Yeah.
All right, what inspired you to?
Me.
Well, your dad used to play drums, you
Yeah.
said,
Yes.
and it was your dad
Yeah.
that brought that
That's-
inspiration.
yeah.
Well, I guess apart from trying to beat everything
To
in the
beat
house,
every- yeah, I mean,
you
yeah,
understand, you
besides that.
realize that's it. Good.
Yeah.
So, are you interested in any other instrument?
Yes, I really want to learn the saxophone.
Sax.
Yeah,
Wow,
I don't know. I just, I
yeah.
really want to learn the saxophone, but I
Okay.
don't play though.
Okay, good.
But I would love to learn
So,
it.
what else you do right now?
As in musically,
instruments, yeah.
I could play a little bit of piano. I'm a YouTube guitarist, right? That's
She's actually a
YouTube,
YouTube
right? Yeah.
guitarist.
So that's really it. Yeah, I played bass a little bit, but Chitta choir, they needed a bassist at that point, and just jump on the
and
bass.
she jumped on and did well. Yes, and so I wanted to pull it out of
Yes.
her now. You understand? So she playing, modest and stuff like that. But I like the idea of, and I think there's an inspiration right now to a lot of person that are watching you. To age doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Obstacles, you overcome them
Yeah.
and you pursue.
Yes.
You pursue.
Yeah.
Give me a couple of your success tips,
Success.
in your journey. Having the school 5 years,
Yeah.
I mean, you would have learned stuff on the way.
Yeah.
Some of your success tips, things that you
Yeah.
would have learned and you applied in your life.
Definitely, I had to learn that failure is part of success, right?
love it.
Because I have failed a lot.
I love it.
But, growing up, I thought that probably by a certain age, I should have accomplished certain things. And I realized that, you know what, Q? Success is a journey. It's not a destination. And I love how this Earl Nightingale, he put it best. He said, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, which means you're progressively,
Right,
and then whatever predetermined goal you have, it doesn't matter if it's to be the best housewife or to just finish school.
Yep.
Once you set those goals and you accomplish them, you have been successful. So even if it's just to get through the pandemic, just keep going. It doesn't matter what. Pick yourself up and go again.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of the main things I've had to learn.
Awesome, awesome. Just keep going.
Just keep
and you
going.
mentioned, even if it's to make it through the pandemic.
Yes, even.
How has the pandemic affected you, and what are some of your, what kept you?
Yeah.
Kept you sane.
Sane,
Because we
yeah.
know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Tell
Yes,
us.
well, when at the beginning of the pandemic, I was doing my thesis, so I had like 6 courses. I was running like 6 courses. So it really had a period where school, we can't have classes, mom wasn't working. So, I mean, it really did affect us. But the good thing is it did open my eyes to a lot of things. The online classes, we have online classes, so it did open my eye to that forum. As well, I feel like I got a lot of time to kind of zero in, reflect, introspect, those kind of things, work on areas
Just
that
some
self-development. Yeah, and it really has brought that. So I look at it more positively, as opposed. I know it affected people negatively, but God has seen my family through. I could attest to that. He has.
Yes, and the goodness of God.
Yes.
And it's one of the themes that we're having through these episodes about identifying the goodness of God, because in the world where the chaos is here, the chaos is here, And it's so easy for us to be overwhelmed by the noise,
Yeah.
overwhelmed by what is happening.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's also critical for us to recognize the goodness of God.
True.
Recognize the things, the little things that He does. You know,
Yeah.
we may say little, but that is what guides us
Yes.
and keeps us
Yeah.
and mold us and
Correct.
shape us.
Yeah.
Hugh, give me one of the things that you, in your life, while you're doing the introspection,
Yeah.
that you think you had to change
Yeah.
to be a better version of yourself.
Well, definitely, being home with people, you'll get, some things will come out because they need space constantly,
All the time.
because we were working, who went to school, so you wouldn't have had that contact. So I realized that, I had to kind of really work on probably my response to things or people starting home.
Yes.
Yeah, allowing things to slide, dealing with what needs to be dealt with, speaking, because now you're in the space, so you have to converse, deal with the situation, trash it out. Yeah, so that's one of the things. Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think that's important,
Yeah.
and even in your professional career moving forward, that is a vital part. Because communication, you're going to be interacting with so many different people.
Correct.
Nice. So, as you go through the transition and becoming the young lady that you are, tell us, how was it, because church,
Yes.
church, and you grow up in church,
Yeah.
the expectation of the church themselves, expectation of your family, expectations of your friends,
Yes.
everybody else's expectation, and coming into owning yourself and being confident in knowing who you are and walking that walk into your journey. As a female musician, a female drummer, that's not what you're supposed to be doing, that kind of thing. What are some of the things that you had to navigate through to become Q? And we call her Q.
Yeah. Well, I could tell you this much. I remember growing up, I always gravitated to, the cool looking stuff, the colors, coloring hair, the piercings, so I had to get to the point where you need to understand that this is who you are. It doesn't affect the relationship, that you have with God. It doesn't change how you view God, but it's just who you are. And it's my motive. I had to realize, what are my motives? What is the motive in doing this? Why are you doing this? And I got to the point where I realized it wasn't as though I kind of shun. It wasn't that. It was just I understood that this is who I am. This is who I am called to be, and I was brave and bold enough. Yeah, because the fear was there before, want to please mom, you want to please. I mean,
as you grow, there's the respect that
of
you
course,
give to
no
your
disrespect
elders.
though. Yes, you have the respect,
Yes,
but it's just, you understand that, hey, this is who you are, this is who you're supposed to be.
And you all see the bright colors, if we have a shoe car. So I love it. And I've, like I said, I've seen you grown through and come into your own. And, what are now for you, as a musician? You spoke about developing the school and stuff like that. But for you, as a musician, and your relationship with God, and your role in your local church, and this is how you see ministry for yourself.
I definitely see ministry going forward as a major part of. I know for a fact that I'm not just called to do music. Right. So it's not just about music. Music would be an avenue or a platform or whatever we choose to call it to reach young persons like myself, the older people. I do function in church, so I play music in church as well. And spirituality is a big part of my life. Yeah, it's a major part. So I definitely see the music.
Right. As you said, spirituality and your relationship with God, how important is that? And what do you set aside time, that you just sit back from the lights, from everything else, and you just sit back and say, okay, this is me time, me and the Father connecting, and then, okay, what do you want me to do now? And then you move. Is that part of the journey?
Yes, it is. It is part of the journey.
As you continue to do it. So,
yes,
so take us into, you know, just all your business
yeah.
and stuff like that. But I
It's
mean,
a cool space.
it's a cool. That's what we're talking about. All right, but you know, looking into your devotions, you know, and I'm asking you this question
Yeah.
because I want you to speak to the young people that is looking, and you know, sometimes relationship with God and spirituality is not fashionable.
True.
All right,
Yeah.
but for someone like you and making waves and progressing, how important is that, and what is your regiment, you know, going into your everyday life?
Well, it is important. If I do not, well, I usually love, as I said, I'm a YouTube guitarist, right? So I pick up my guitar every day, but it's a form of worship.
Wow.
So I'll sit with my guitar and just play. So usually that's how I started off, probably worship. A lot of times people say they're not hearing God, but we don't listen, right? We like to talk all the time.
Wow, that's
you know?
a good point. That's a good
Yeah.
point. Let's take a pin right there because I mean that's a good point to develop because we go into our prayer chamber, whatever your communication, whatever you do to communicate with God. And it's always about what we want.
What we want,
we
we talk
talking,
to, yeah.
but it's not a dialogue.
Yes.
It's going. It's a monologue. So
Yes,
it's just one
correct.
way,
So, yeah.
right? So that's good.
So
That's
yeah,
a good point.
yeah. So I sit and just listen, and pray, read. It really, I listen for whatever he wants, and we just move
Setting
forward.
aside
Setting
that
aside
time
that time is important.
To just listen.
It
And
is.
the
Yeah.
constant babble and all these different
Yeah.
things.
I mean, you can talk it over, but I mean, listen to.
It's important.
It is
And I like it
important.
because sometimes, even in our prayer session, you know, in church, I tell persons, we're going to lock away for a couple of minutes to just hear what God wants.
Yeah.
You know, and not just us coming with our list and our program.
True.
And then we just rattle and we go on, right, for an hour. And we do what we want and we set aside time for what God wants.
Yeah.
Q is so... It's heartwarming, you know, to have you here on the set, to have these
I'm glad to
discussions
be
with
here,
you, to see where you're going, your journey. Guys, nothing is impossible with a God. And you are not too old, you are not too young, you are just right in time wherever you are to pursue your goals, your dreams, your passion. This is a young lady that has taken her passion for music and now impacting so many people, whether she's on stage performing or if she's on school teaching and training others to be who they want to be and develop the gifts and the talents. So I just want to speak to you for a minute about your hearts, your desires, what God has called you to do, and coming into your own, your space. It's important. It's important to know where God is calling you. It's important to know where you are going, and don't allow anybody to derail you from your passion, from your dreams, all right? He wishes above all things that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. And a wonderful scripture to close us off with. You know, if he began a good work in you, he is able to complete it. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Savvy Singers TV. We love to have you again next time, every Sunday, 4 p.m. right here. Love you guys. Take care.